Hey, Siron, man, how you feel, man?
Hey, man, I feel good, man.
But you lost. People ask me, did Siron win the alderman thing job in the 15th ward? The answer is
no. Not only did I lose, but I came second to last. And every video that I've been doing since we lost, I always start out with that. And people say, Si, you don't have to keep bringing that up. But I'm bringing it up on purpose because I don't take this loss as a personal indictment on myself, because I was out there doing my part. It really shows something in the neighborhood, in the 15th ward primarily, because I personally didn't know of a more committed, dedicated, block-by-block candidate that was running. So when you put your best foot forward, what else can you do, Mark?
Well, let's talk about politics, and let's talk about Chicago politics. The bottom line is that Tony Folks is a nice lady. She's the alderman of the ward. She's in a runoff.
Yep.
Now, I'll explain real quick for people outside. I mean, people outside of Chicago may not really want to hear it, but they need to understand what goes on in this town in politics in general, because she's in a runoff with the Latino guy, a man named Lopez, who was backed by Burke.
14th ward, that's where he came from.
Alderman Burke of 14th ward.
Yeah. Well, he'll tell you that he's not, but that's the camp that he learned everything from, and that's what we...
But Alderman Burke is in charge of a predominantly Latino ward in Chicago, but he's an Irish guy who ran unopposed.
Yep. I think he had, like, when you look at it, he's been there for a long time.
Long time. During like 30 years.
Harold Washington.
30 years, man. 30 years. At least 30 years.
Was it at the Verdoli Act?
To 29, 26, and all that. Yeah.
So anyway, the bottom line, we lost miserably. We had 426 votes, despite the fact that I had 1,200 people that I personally know in the 15th ward. So what it musters down to is that obviously I didn't motivate my people enough. No.
What I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to say you need money, because you said the rumors that Tony Folks got $40,000 from the union SCIU.
She got $40,000 in 2 cycles. In 2 pay periods. Literally, she got all that money between January 29th and February 15th. So she got that lump sum of money to go against us. But I don't think it was that. To be honest with you,
you don't believe that?
Well, what happened was our senior citizens that are kind of traditionally set in their ways are comfortable and feel good about her, and that's who came out to vote. Our younger people didn't stand up.
Well, younger folks not gonna come out to vote because they're young, man. They're young and dumb, man.
Well, President Obama showed that we could.
No, but see, he had a lot of money, and see, that's what I'm trying to get at. Let me tell you something. You had 40,000. And the rumors that it's nothing against Tony Folks. The rumors that she got maybe a big sum of money from Rahm Emanuel to win the runoff.
Oh yeah, that's right. He pumped the money behind her, and it's interesting.
Thousands of dollars. Thousands.
50,000.
The rumors 50,000.
And I haven't checked yet, but that's what I heard.
And I'm not mad at her.
But here's the thing. Rahm Emanuel also just backed 17th Ward Alderman Latasha Thomas yesterday. And I wonder, we should ask ourselves, is it easier for a man to manipulate or control a female? Is that the case over there? What's motivating him? Money.
But
is it? David Moore is running in the 17th Ward either. So I'm wondering, what was his selection process?
That goes back to Willie Lynch, man. Come on, man.
But we should ask that question. What is it that he expects to gain from Latasha versus David Moore?
It's easy to manipulate a black woman than a black man. We know that.
Well, you would get in trouble for that. Here's what I'm going to say. I think it's easier.
No.
I think...
Like this. Okay, I said that. I said it. Because it is.
I just say this from a gender perspective. I think when you have the opposite sex talking, it's easier than if you had the same sex talking. So I think him being a man, Rahm Emanuel, it's easier for him to get things done through the female gender than it is his own male gender.
And I'm not mad. Guess what? And I'm not mad at Rahm Emanuel. I'm not mad at him at all.
I just think in our community we have to be able to talk about issues that might not be comfortable. We have to talk about it. We can't ignore it. So I don't mind discussing.
The bottom line is that is all the people who ran for alderman in the 15th ward where you ran for alderman, and all the wards, we had 5, 10, 15, one ward with 18 people running for alderman.
Yeah, 24.
Will these people who ran and lost, like yourself, will we continue to try to move the country forward, the ward forward, the city forward, African Americans forward?
Here's what I would say. I know I'm moving forward. Right. Now, about everyone else, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to disappear. I stated that during the campaign. I told people, no matter what, I'm going to be out here the next day after the election. And I made certain we did that. A lot of other candidates have disappeared already. And what I'm trying to do is make certain that we keep them on the mailing list so that they will at least get some literature and some invites on where we're going to be in their own ward, in their neighborhood.
Well, you know, my whole thing is that, and I hope Rahm Emanuel may be the one that's going to do it. I want clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods, and excellent schools in the parts of town where we live.
Sure.
And we don't have that because too many of us are ghetto. Too many of us are hood. And we know that's a result of white supremacy and poverty. We understand all of that stuff.
Yes and no, Mark, because here's the deal. I've yet to meet anyone that wakes up in the morning wanting to be a loser. I've yet to meet that person yet. So when I look at the behavior that we have, when it is that loser type behavior, you have to ask yourself, why is this person not motivated? And therein lies the challenge. These people have been through some things, some stronger
We're products
than others,
of our environment.
Exactly.
Everybody's saying strong enough to deal with the hood. The hood is so, the nihilism is so pervasive. Everybody's not strong enough to handle it.
Exactly. So I can't really fault them. I fault the leadership.
No.
It all boils back to leadership. In that household, you have parental leadership. They say you're going to go this way or that way. They're going to say, I see more in you, child, so I'm going to help nurture you until you be successful. In our community, our church leadership has failed. Our political leadership has failed. Our business leadership has failed. So that's where I point the fingers at the leadership, not necessarily the people, because they're a product of what they've been exposed to.
Well, I thought you would have given up. I thought that you would have got mad and just women crying and said, forget these Negroes.
I'm mad. I'm definitely upset. And what I told my team, because I promised them that if we lost, I will lose some hope. And so I went on and made that pledge that, yes, I've lost a degree of hope. Yep. Because that's what one of my governors in Rosen wanted me to do. So I said, yep, you know what? I did lose a degree of hope and faith in my people, but the other degrees will keep me going.
Yeah, but you know, we got Louis Farrakhan, Jesse Jackson, Oprah Winfrey sort of leaving. We know that, but she's gonna keep her studio here. And we got all these. We got millionaires and billionaires in Chicago. We shouldn't have this. What I'm trying to say is that I'm glad you I'm glad you haven't given up, because what you do, you are block by block. And like I said, how do you get information, wisdom, support for that young lady or that grandmother who's raising these boys who are going to terrorize these neighborhoods in a few years if we don't stop them?
Yep, exactly. And it's something block by block. That's why a lot of people say, I haven't heard about you. Do you know how many blocks it is in Chicago? This is the second largest city, you know, where we are, African Americans. So, of course, it's going to take a long time getting block by block. That's why I need your help. That's why I need people to say, you know what? I will take some ownership on my own block. I know it's hard. I know we're part of the DWBBA, don't want to be bothered areas. But we got to say, you know what, so that they're not breaking in my house when I'm at work, I'm going to call Cyron. I'm going to find out what's this simple method he's talking about where I can get to know my neighbors so at least me and my family is safe.
You know, it's so simple, but why don't they, I'm going to put your number up on the screen. Hopefully it's been up all the time. Why don't they call you, man? I beg people, call Cyron. Come on.
No, Mark. Actually, man, from the shows we've been doing, I get a lot of calls. So I commend the viewers for that. They do call. One lady called. She was cussing us out because of what you said, not what I said.
Oh, that's cool. They call me. I'm strong enough to handle it.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, so people do call. I say let's keep calling because we have to get it together. The summer is coming. Young people are going to be outside, and we know what happens when it's warm out. So I'm asking you, what will you do different this summer than you did last summer?
And if we don't come together, then I mean, I'm not mad at Mr. Emanuel, but he gonna run a lot of us. Mayor Daley ran a lot of Negroes out of this town. The black population is really shrunk. It's going to continue to shrink. But when you go in the south suburbs and you move to Iowa, you move to Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Minnesota, I don't care where if you hood here, you sure gonna be hood there.
Yeah. But here's the thing, and this is what we're getting ready to do. These businesses in our community, the liquor stores primarily, and these corner stores are getting a report card. This report card is going to show anybody that comes in there from January to December how much money that business gave back to the single moms, to the graduates of 2011, to the homeless. It's going to track their giving. In the event that they don't give, we had the young people ready to come outside with their signs, and they're going to protest.
Yeah, but we give all our money to the church, man. You know that. I know you're a church-going guy, but you know what I'm saying.
But here's the deal. We starting with the businesses. We're going to migrate over, and we're going to do the same thing with our churches this summer. So we're going to have a different summer because we're going to make people upset, and I think that's a necessary evil, unfortunately, for us to get some movement here.
So let me just end this conversation. You know what I want? Clean neighborhoods. Safe neighborhoods, and excellent schools. Now, are we gonna get this, man? Is this gonna happen?
Every Saturday, young people are going out cleaning up. all over, 20 zip codes. They're going up cleaning up. We're using the information, how many hours they're doing, and we're putting it on their resume. This summer, we want to have 10 career clubs, lawyer, nurse, judge club, all up and running so that these young people can be on their way somewhere, getting exposed and not sitting at home on the block.
But the problem, they said that's Cyron's organization. Nope. That's what Cyron doing.
I said zip codes.
Yeah, but you know, people, you know, our problem said this is my church, this is my turf, this is my block, this is my neighbor. You know, we are a crazy people.
Unfortunately.
I mean, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man.
I haven't said the name of the organization yet because it's not important. We need to get away from non-for-profit game banking.
But you know what I'm saying, no, it's just like this. It's like the people who lost, like you, to Tony Folks. You don't have to be bosom buddies with Tony Folks, the alderman of the 15th Ward. Is she gonna lose? Who knows? Well, she got Rahm Emanuel back, and she should win. Yeah, she got Rahm Emanuel back. The election's Tuesday. We're taping this early, you know. Blah 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 blah. But the bottom line is that I don't care if you don't like the alderman. I don't care if you don't like Cyron Smith. They don't like Mark Sims because I'm too real. That ain't the point. Can we see? Here's your door over here, right? When are we gonna leave our egos at the door? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Can Negroes, we so-called African Americans, we colored people, can we ever leave our egos at the door?
Mark, we always debate this. It's not the masses. 83% of the people aren't involved with nobody organization or movement. They just trying to survive. The other percentage are the people who are the movers and shakers, if you will. The movers and shakers are set on whatever God gave them to do. You're not going to get them too much to collaborate, so I don't even worry about that. I'm worried about that 83% block by block, how we can get them on board.
Give the people your phone number.
312 area code 405-8844. That's 312-405-8844.
Man, Cyron, you ain't gave up, man. I'm shocked. I just given up on it. I said, forget them Negroes, man. They ain't worth it.
We can't do it, man. We can't do it.
Can't give up, huh?
We at war, so we need the soldiers to be out here on the front lines, and that's where I'm at.
All right, peace, man.
You got it.